Greetings everyone, today I would like to continue my random talk about the random stuff, and today I would like to show you how I draw a flower. And I was planning a video in Mongolian, but I decided that I have to this mix one Mongolian video, then this one English video, then one Mongolian, and etc. etc. So in the case of this English videos, I do not have any topic, and my sisters asked me to draw flowers that represent this Mongolia, something like that. So I did draw Edelweiss, I did draw Iris. Now I'm trying to draw potato plant. We call this flower as a potato red flower, something like that. So I guess this is going to be very this long video, and I basically know the flower pretty well, just to draw from my experience. So yeah, well, current topic is all about the money. So I'm talking about this money spells and etc. etc. So today I would like to talk about this spell, it Harujolgtern, meaning item, prosperity, this spell, something like that. So the question is, why we need such this very strange, funny this spell? Well, it is because sometimes there can be this bad times where some things it's like impossible to find, and there even been at times where there was this lack of this common these items. I don't know, maybe even a lack of this bread, something like that. So like during this communism here in Mongolia, there was lack of everything. If you ordered this glasses, reading glasses or any glasses, you had to wait for several months to get one, because your orders used to go to East Germany or Ukraine or somewhere in this the Soviet Union controlled area, and they used to make your glasses and send you back to Mongolia. So it took quite some this time. Now since we have this free trade and stuff, we do not have such a deficit of items. Well, it's because of thanks to China, I guess. So yes, the question is why some nations have lack of this stuff. You do not have something like etc etc. Like here in Mongolia, we do not produce machines, we do not produce motors, we do not make computers, we do not make jet fuels. Basically, we do not create anything. But we believe in magical spells. It's been many years that we believe that the great spirit of Buddha of wealth is going to make us smart and creative, etc. etc. Well, unfortunately, this is not happening, and we have learned that if you really try, maybe you can achieve something, I guess. So yeah, let me focus on these spells, what these spells really on these tales. The first line says, "Oh sun, please guide." So it seems it's a sun worship. It's Vaisharma. Vaisharma is the Sanskrit word for a sun. Second line says, "Oh Jambala, give water please." Zalundariye is a water bearer, something like that. So I suspect it means please give us water, something like that. So I told you in my previous video that I have very big problem with the spirit of Himalayan mountains giving water to everyone. This spirit is blocking, or this landscape is blocking all the moisture from us. So because of it, we are having a problem with our watery prosperity, something like that. So asking him is like wrong. Here in Mongolia, we usually ask sky god called Iding Tingir, Iding Tingir, sky of items, something like that. So sometimes Buddhists claim that this god, this Buddha of wealth, or another Buddhist Deva is some kind of this the sky god of items, something like that. Personally, I prefer this Garuda as a spirit of art, something like that, and I like to promote her being the goddess of art, something like that. I'm not very this talented person, but I have some this hand skills, or how do you call it, steady hands to draw. I mostly this draw black and white stuff, but since my sisters asked me to draw some things in a colorful way, I'm using colors. Well, I guess after this much practice, you can be somewhat this professional about this. I wonder if like this video is going well. You guys can see how I'm like working. So the third line says Burne prosperity, oh Burne prosperity please, something like that. And I could not find the word Burne, but I know that Burne is here in Mongolia is a male name. From this I could find that there was some kind of this Hindu word similar to French name in this burn, or this like brunette, meaning testicle or brown, and it means boy or a child, or even it can be a hope, something like that. So they are asking hope or wish to be prosperous, something like that. Well, speaking of wish, Buddha's teachings is a little bit this sad, and he said if you this remove desire, you are going to be truly free, something like that. So as I told you, the reason why Mongolians do not created this much of stuff, it is because of bad weather, number one. Second, we did not have much of a free time. If we had great amount of free time and we did not waste time on meditating and stuff, we could have created a lot of this item culture. There is a term, item culture. It's about items. I mean, if you find an item and if you can immediately say, oh, this is made in India, this is Indian style, oh, this is made in Japan, this is called kimono, and this is specifically Japanese stuff, or something like that. That's called the edim soil, or the item culture, something like that. So we are having some problem with the item culture. We are not creating much of a own stuff, own Mongolian stuff. So like these Tibetans, it seems this we simply copy and passed our spirituality. I mean, these spells are not exactly Tibetan words, like the last word Om Biza Gundali E Soha, meaning, oh lotus, immortality giver, give this good way, something like that. I guess it means please lotus give us immortality, something like that. So when someone this says this about lotus and stuff, we immediately know that this is Indian stuff, something like that. So copying and this fasting is sad. It's very sad. We have this own this flower of immortality or love. It's the Edelweiss. Somehow we name it that little white flower as a flower of eternal love. And speaking of eternity, when someone is died, one can say, this his eternal soul is resting in peace, something like that. So the question is, this, is there someone who really attained, this immortality in a real life? It seems, this you only receive the eternity after you die. So when someone, this wishes for goodness or eternity for that person, people seems to give, this, or put a flower on a person's grave. So this is some kind of this illogical spiritual way of thinking, that if you put a flower on dead person's this grave, you are wishing for eternity. In this Buddhist case, you should put a lotus on a person's grave and wish for this better next life, or better reincarnation, something like that. Well, here in Mongolian, word love is her. It's similar to English care. I care about you is like I love you. And care is small stones here in Mongolia. So if someone this put a stone on a wall or even on someone's grave, it means this person is showing respect and same time a care, something like that. And I guess it's not so beautiful, this compared to a flower culture. Putting a flower seems to be so beautiful and this wonderful and even logical. But putting this stone on someone's grave is like mocking, or this degrading, or this even this being happy that the person is died. This, I will put all the stones on your grave, ha ha ha, something like that. But it's how we think, I guess. And you have to love a land, so you have to love all these little pebbles and stones and stuff. So it's nothing wrong about this showing your respect by putting a stone on person's body stuff, I guess. So where I was, yes. So does this, this spells of this we desire immortality, or please this give this give us water and stuff, going to help us? Maybe, but I'm not this convinced. I'm not the one who to say, I prefer my Mongolian language, and I prefer to say things in my own language, and I don't understand why people simply copy and paste this Indian spirituality. So there was a lot of videos on the internet about the Kundalini rising, something like that. It simply means, you know, this immortality giver is rising, so something like that. And I don't think you know this, you're going to achieve this great immortality by this meditating, etc., etc. So you know this, when I die, and if I died, you know this, a famous person, I would be very, you know this, thankful if young people, kids and stuff, or my, you know this, my kids and stuff come to my grave and put, you know this, stones on top of it. I would be happy, something like that. About, you know this, flowers, putting flowers, I also be happy, I guess. Oops. So where I was, so basically, I guess you guys do not need this item prosperity spells and stuff. All you need is a skillful man who has desire to create stuff and stuff. You have to know that, you know this, religion sometimes give a great motivation to create an art, create, you know this, items and, you know this, pictures and stuff. It's not only, you know this, sex. What kind of, you know this, sex can be like here? Of course I want to, you know this, show something beautiful, and I don't know, it's, you know this, it's for my sisters, and my sisters are going to put it in on something and as a decorative, you know this, picture, and I hope they will be, you know this, happy about it. I'm sorry for a very long and boring video. So when I make video on YouTube, some people, you know this, comment, you know, this person is stupid, and I guess this person doesn't have a job, that's why he makes so many, you know this, videos and stuff. Well, of course I have a job. I'm very busy, you know this. It's not exactly busy, I mean, I work hard. I try to, you know this, bring as much as it is possible. Unfortunately, this money doesn't, you know this, allow me to be very, you know this, free, and I don't have, you know this, much money to create, you know this, wonderful pieces of art. Speaking of art, I will put this a Baptist or water spirit love song in comments below or in the description, so that you could this enjoy. It's called In the Name of Love. And people who claim that this religion is dead, those atheists, they are this mistaken. Your water spirit or your water lord is very inspirational, and you guys create wonderful this art praising your Lord and Savior and stuff. So when a Mongolian wants to promote his fire Lord, this the Hell Lord and stuff, you guys usually this call us this devil worshippers and stuff. Personally, I find it very this sad. A very powerful, strong religion is bullying this lesser this this spiritual way. Of course we cannot this live without this water. And water this Lord is of course very strong, and this gathering around the holy water spirit, etc., etc., is very important for you guys, I guess. So this potato plant is like burning fire. It's very red. What can be red? A fire. So basically it's almost this ready, and this plant usually have some green leaves in the bottom, I think. For sake of beauty. Yeah. So we need to be a little bit this critical or skeptical about these these spells and these superstitions and stuff. All we need is desire to create stuff, and we must not listen to a Buddha saying desire leads to some kind of these troubles, more sufferings and stuff. I guess this you guys who were the first to this experiment with the all kinds of stuff did suffer a lot, like these wars and this factory, these experiments gone bad, and you made all kinds of this sacrifices to bring this technology, to bring this wonderful present we are living. So I'm quite, you know, this thankful about it. But I know that there's, you know, the stars, I know this everything, this evolution, how fish evolved into a human being, etc., etc. But still I cannot, you know, this abandon the way of my ancestors. I have to, if it is necessary, I guess I have to change it, but not, you know, this losing my identity, something like that. Well, this is what, you know, this stylize it, this, you know, this potato plant looks like. Well, that's pretty much for today, and thanks for watching.